Oh, very good. Thank you so much for joining the session today. Uh, Thank you so much for joining the session today. So, you are the CEO of PIB Global, right? I would just like you to give us full details of what your company is into.
Okay, good morning and thank you for having me here.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, so Peter Bassi is my name. I'm the founder and CEO of PIB Global Services. PIB are actually my initials. That is Peter Imebom Bassi. Now, I founded the company 2020 when just before the lockdown. Then during the lockdown, that is when we actually started working. The company started by clearing the waterways in the Lagos Lagoon, precisely at the Badore area of Lagos State, of Ajah in Lagos State. So we go to the water bodies, we remove the water hyacinths, and we started recycling them into baucha. Baucha is a kind of a charcoal produced in an eco-friendly way. So when we remove these water hyacinths, we convert them to biochar and use it to do other things like to be able to reduce odor in a poultry farm and to also make organic fertilizer and even some craft works from it. So like I said, it was during lockdown that in 2020 that we actually started the company when the whole world was shut down, but we were actually creating impact because we were not like kind of traveling or paying transport to go to anywhere. Where we were, that is where we were creating the impact in that community in Badore, Ajah, Lagos State. And then we also, later on, we also got contracts from the Lagos State Waterways Authority, LASWA, to remove water hyacinth from one of the ferry jetties in Badure, and also to convert the water hyacinth into biochar, organic fertilizer. And this contract was also given to us the next year, which is 2021. So for 2 consecutive years, we've done that contract for Lagos State Waterways Authority. Then after that, we have still, despite after that, we are still like we've still be working, outside the contract, because the contract stopped in 2021 officially. But we'll still be working, clearing the waterways, the canals, removing the water hyacinth. These are our own funds, and sometimes we do have events that we also invite the Lagos Waterways Authority that they also come to support us. So what I'm trying to say is that we took it as a kind of obligation. We took it as a lifestyle. We took it as a job or something that we must do, and we've been doing it. We've been really committed to it. So we convert it into biochar organic fertilizer, and we're able to create impact. Creating a product from something that has been causing a lot of mayhems. Like recently, there's a terminal, a ferry terminal in Ikorodu that was shut down because of the menace of water hyacinth in
Yes,
Ikorodu.
yes, that's true. Mm.
Yes. So, but the other part of the jetty that is in Badore, that is where we are stationed because Lagos said the Waterways Authority um, was able to talk to the consignee of the jetty in Badore to allow to give us a space. So although they are not paying us for it, but they gave us a space. We are there full time. We are constantly cleaning up that jetty. So you can see that side of the jetty that we are cleaning up, they are not having issues of water hyacinth. But other parts of the jetties, other parts of the waterways that maybe for now we've not been able to set up operations there, those are the ones that are having issues with the water hyacinth. This is to say that water hyacinth is something that you don't have to wait until they come and block everywhere before you now start taking actions. They need people to be very much dedicated and to take it as a full-time job to monitor the water hyacinth, because this water hyacinth is a floating weed. So you flow from one part of the world to another part of the world. So you don't have to wait. You can start from wherever the water hyacinth is and remove them. Another thing people don't understand, that water hyacinth is not a normal weed that you just remove and throw away. It's a way that when you remove them, it's even better. This is something that is very important. It is even better for you to allow the water hyacinth to remain on the water bodies. Yes, when the water is on the water bodies, they are causing a lot of havoc. One, they will disturb the transport, inland water transport. Even fishermen cannot go out to fish. They will contribute to more pollution. The fishes in the water will not be able to breathe well because water hyacinth is absorbing oxygen from the water. So it's going to cause a reduction of oxygen in the water bodies. But then it is even better to allow the water essence to be there on the waterways than for you to go and say you are cleaning up the waterways or removing the water essence. Then you now pack this water essence from one part of the water body to another part of the water body and you dump it there. Or you maybe you bring it on land and you dump it there. So that's what some people have been doing, like you know. So the best thing to work on water essence is to remove it and recycle it into product. You don't remove them and you dump them on the another part of the waterways or water body, or you bring them, dump them on the landfill or stuff like that. So you pack them out from the water and you don't allow them to start decaying. Immediately you convert them to several products. So many things you can create from water hyacinth. You can create mats, bags, shoes, even paper. You can also create charcoal. So instead of cutting down trees to produce charcoal that you cook, we are producing charcoal from water hyacinth. So you see, and not just in Lagos State, we are also in Abuja. We are at the Jabi Lake. We got approval to clean up Jabi Lake to recycle water as another waste, and we've been doing that using our own funds for over a year now.
Okay, wow, sincerely speaking, you've said, in fact, you just hit the nail on the head, and you've given us a good insight into what your company is into and how the process is going to look like. But I would like you to do something for me now, yeah, for people who does not know this voucher and the process. Can you take us through the step by step process of how you get that those water item from the water through to the process it becomes that chemical that like you said, we can use for charcoal, we can use to make mats and some sometimes flower vase and the likes. Can you take us through that process?
Okay, so the first process is to get into the water and remove the water essence. Like you, as I said, water essence is a floating weed, so it's just on top of the water. It has roots, but the root is not down into the water, the river bed. It's just floating. So if you just pick it up, just like I mean, you see a plastic bottle floating on top of the water, you can pick it up. That's the same way you can pick it up, pick up a water hyacinth. So you just pick it up, it's going to follow you. Then the next thing is to segregate. Water hyacinth is a whole plant. A whole plant means it has roots, it has stems, it has leaves. So the next process is to dry the water hyacinth, but you cannot just carry the whole bunch of the plant all together to dry. So what we do is to dismember the plant. So we remove the stems from the roots because the root, water essence are 80% water, but the root contains more water than any other parts of um, the plants, and it takes longer time to dry. So what we do is that when we separate the leaf, the stem, and the roots, so we dry them separately. And when you have the plant that is well dried, so we now if you are turning it to the boucher, boucher is spelled BIOCHAR. That is biological charcoal. So there's a process called pyrolysis, which involve the burning of the dried biomass. So now the water is a dried biomass. After some drying, it's a dried biomass, so you can burn it. But the burning is not just packing it, you set fire, you burn, you are polluting the environment. We have a specialized pyrolysis process and equipment to use in burning it. So when you burn it, you burn in an eco-friendly way. Now, when you burn something, the end product of it is ash. But there's a way you control the burning and you produce a black substance. So that is the voucher. It's other words, a voucher is an example of activated charcoal or activated carbon. So it has a lot of carbon captured in it. Now, if you want to, let's say, make artworks, you don't burn it. The dried water essence, the stem, the stem, that's now what you use. So you weave, there's a way you weave the stem. Maybe you want to make mats or you want to make, do it for decorations, you weave the stem. And from the weaving that you've turned to ropes, you can make mats, you can even make shoes, bags, and rock carpets and stuff like that. But if you've produced the voucher, and from the voucher you want to make the, because the voucher is going to be in a powder form because of the substance used, which is the water hyacinth. So burning it into charcoal, so the charcoal will not be as like a woody charcoal. It's going to be kind of in powder form. Now, if you want to turn it into a briquette charcoal that you can use to cook, you will now pass through a process that you have to compress it, and using a mold, just like we produce building blocks and stuff. So you can have your own size of the mold and the shape. So you can produce charcoal that you can cook. Like even all these small cubes of charcoal that you use for incense and maybe shisha, those ones are smaller. So you can decide what size of charcoal you produce. Then, but if you still want to leave it as the voucher it is, like in powder form, it also has so many applications. Like if you want to use it as organic fertilizer, voucher increases the water and nutrient holding capacity of the soil. So if you are applying that voucher in your soil, it's going to reduce the quantity of water you are using in your farm, because whatever quantity of water you're pouring in your farm is going, voucher is going to absorb it. It's also going to reduce the quantity of maybe fertilizer or nutrients you supply in your farm, because whatever quantity you put in your soil, voucher is going to help to absorb it so that we don't have maybe erosion or to run off or to wash away the nutrients. And voucher also help to neutralize the soil pH and so many very important aspects. And surprisingly, voucher too, you can use it for water recycling. Maybe you want to filter water and so many other things. And it can be applied in so many other industries, even in construction. It can be applied in construction. It can be applied in even maybe a removal of heavy metals. So it's I call it black gold voucher. I call it black gold because it has so many applications and usefulness.
Okay, wow, very good. That was an extensive way of explaining how this water hyacinth can be generated into revenue, and I sincerely appreciate that. So my next question is going to be that after going through all of this process, harvesting the water hyacinth, burning it, and then turning it into charcoal and all of that. So is it something that we can put out on at the marketplace to sell? Is this something that we can sell? Can you tell us more about that part? After harvesting it, burning it, and it's now a voucher already, is it something that we can take to the marketplace to sell, or is it already in the marketplace? How can people access it? I mean, the end result now.
Yes, voucher is in the marketplace. Voucher is in the marketplace, and for us, we have been selling vouchers since we started in 2020. So we sell to poultry farmers. Poultry farm, it helps to absorb odor in the poultry farm. You know that poultry farm is always having bad odor and stuff. But when you pour the voucher in the poultry farm, you're going to absorb the odor. And even in the maybe other farm, like maybe the pig farm, any other farm, livestock farm that is, you want to control odor. Even we are also applying voucher in managing human waste. As at now, World Toilet Day was on the 19th. But as at now, Nigeria is the headquarters of open defecation. So we are trying to solve the issue of open defecation, by perhaps recycling human waste into organic fertilizer and stuff. So voucher is one of the components we are using to manage human waste. We can turn human urine to organic fertilizer. We can turn human feces into organic fertilizer using voucher, and voucher also help us to control the odor and the pollution. You know, so, like I said, voucher has a lot of usefulness and application. So, marketing it is not really a big deal. You can decide to, if you don't want to generalize your marketing, you can decide to, let's say, just create a niche. If you want to focus on selling it to farmers, maybe poultry farmers, do you want to reduce order in your poultry farm? Voucher will help you. Or you want to sell it to organic, as organic fertilizer to crop farmers, you tell them this is what voucher can do. Voucher can help you to reduce the quantity of fertilizer, chemical fertilizer used in your farm. We all know the side effect of chemical fertilizer. Or you want to sell it to industries that are maybe producing cement or building blocks or whatever. Voucher is also very good adhesive and stuff like that. So, do you want to sell it to people who are producing charcoal? They can convert powder voucher into solid charcoal that they can sell. So, like I said, it has sort of applications. You can create your own market. You can create your own focus area where you want to target your customers. And one way to sell voucher is to be able to create the demand. You understand? So you meet people and demonstrate and say this is how you can use. For example, you want to sell to poultry farmers. You don't just go and meet poultry farmers, and maybe you can have a poultry farm, or you liaise with one poultry farmer and tell the person, okay, be using voucher, and through you let other people come and see that your poultry farm is not smelling. Yeah, so it's actually it's an old age long product to bet. And for us, for some people, we are just getting to know it. So you don't sell it as a conventional product that just say maybe bag or shoe. There's a way you create, add some innovations, add some strategies to sell it.
Well, very good. I think you've been able to give us insights on how to market the voucher, that is after harvesting it, going through all the whole process and then putting it in the marketplace, basically for farmers, for those who, I think from what you said, I think those that are cooking as well can can also make use of this. Sincerely speaking, I like that fact. But there's something I would really like you to talk about real quick here. I know that PIB Global has been working on a few things, right? Can you talk about, I saw something you shared some hours ago, and I was quite interested in that, knowing fully well that PIB Global is doing this, and you are in partnership with Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. I think this quite a big event, right? And I saw that you posted something around voucher is sustainable soil management, the potential and constraints. Can you please just take us through that a little bit? Okay, I think our guest is still not know, your mic is muted. If you can hear me, you can just unmute. Or pending that time that I'll have our guest back, right? So we are talking about creating wealth from waste from the water item, right? And this is the fourth edition of the on. Oh wow, our guest is is offline at the moment. I just hope he joins us. He joins us soon, right? Okay, it's back, right? So before I bring back our guest. So this is the fourth edition of the online engagement and lecturing program on water transportation. Basically, what we do here is to promote the water transportation. Yes, to promote the water transportation. And my name is Shudun Kiopemi David. I am an advocate of water transportation. We promote the water transportation through the digital platforms and social media platforms. We do this every year in November, and just to promote the water transportation, how people can benefit from the water transportation, not just the transportation part, but the business part. You understand? Even what we think is an hazard on the waterways, how we can turn those hazard into a wealth generating source for ourselves. And that's why we are talking about water hyacinth today. And water hyacinth is a floating weed. Yeah, we all know that. Okay, let's just say like a bush now, like a bush, right? I just want to break it down so that we can understand what water hyacinth means, right? Let's say like a bush now, like a bush, right? Or okay, let me say, in your farm, in your farmland, you have weeds that, weeds are unwanted plants, right? So those unwanted plants on, that if you see any unwanted plant on your farm, all you just have to do is weed it off, right? But this time on the waterways, those weed, you can use them to make money. And that is what water hyacinth means. Water hyacinth are those weeds, right? So it's just like your bush, your weed on your farmland, or wherever you can find a weed. So it's just by you, harvesting those weeds. After harvesting it, set make them dry. Mr. Bassi has already Mr. Bassi, Mr. Peter Bassi has, given us a lot of, has reeled out, a lot of options that you can use this water. He talked about using this water hyacinth after harvesting it. You make it dry, and then you can use it to make mats, flower vase, and so much more, right? You can also use this as a voucher, which serves as, it can help you absorb smells, dirty smells, in your farmland, maybe in your poultry. It absorbs those smell and reduce, a lot of things, right? Hopefully, after this session, all of the things Mr. Bassi has said, there will be highlight of it. I'll be dropped on this Twitter, and it's going to be all across the social media, right? I'll be putting it there. So, and today's this year's theme is creating wealth from waste with water icing on the waterways. Right. So, Mr. Bassi, I know that you're here, so I'll further my question now. So, I said you shared something not quite long, and I am interested in what you shared. You said you are partnering with Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, and I find this very interesting. And I think the theme of the program is voucher in a sustainable soil management and the potential and constraints. Can you just give us a quick insight into that? Because I still have some questions that I'd like you to answer. So can you just give us an insight into what this voucher in a sustainable soil management is? Okay, you can request to join. You can request invite. Okay, I've invited you to speak. I've invited you to speak, right? Uh, okay. I've actually invited you to speak, Mr. Peter. I've invited you to speak, right? I invited you to speak. Okay, pending the time that we would have our guest back again. I don't know what is going on. I actually don't know what is going on. All our previous episode, should I say episode? Okay, is back. Okay, you can request to speak now.
Okay. Um,
Okay, yeah. So,
am I live?
yes, you are. You are.
Okay. Yeah. So voucher helps to one reduce the quantity of chemical fertilizer we use in our soil, and we know how harmful these chemicals are in our soil. For now, Nigerian farmers are not able to export their farm produce because of the chemicals they use. So the whole world is now shying away from consuming chemicals. Everything has to be organic. everything has to be eco-friendly, everything has to be climate smart. So when you are cultivating and you are using chemical, polluting the environment, destroying the microorganisms in the soil, and at the end of the day, you are not able to export your farm produce. You are destroying the environment and also destroying the economy. So voucher helps to check that and to improve the soil, to regenerate the soil, turning the soil back to its original or natural status. There are so many components of the soil, so many like all those microorganisms that are very important in the soil, but these chemicals kill them and destroy the soil. Once the soil has been destroyed, it makes it turn into a useless substance. So instead of continuing putting chemicals into our soil, voucher can help, and voucher is helping to regenerate the soil and make the soil natural again.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much for that. So this is it. Every business has their own challenges, right? So
Yeah.
the way you've been saying it, it looks like something that I'll even jump on, like I'll jump into like right now after this session, right? But then I want you to tell us, the challenges that we might face. What are the challenges that you are facing, even as a business owner already, that you are into this?
Hey, my brother, challenge is there. When you are trying to reinvent the wheel, when you are trying to be sustainable, when you are trying to be a change maker, when you are trying to create things that have never been there, you can never have it easy. Even people that are just doing copy and paste, or people that are just doing follow, or people that are just trying to copy other people, maybe do the normal conventional businesses. Someone is selling pure water, you too want to follow and sell pure water. Someone is doing boats, or bag, you too want to follow and do boats. Even those people that are doing the normal hustling, normal businesses, normal jobs, they are still not finding it easy, especially in today's Nigeria. Talk less of someone who wants to do things differently, who wants to reinvent the wheel, who is innovative. You don't want to do the normal job, normal businesses that everybody's doing. You want to your own. You want to go and take something that is like a kind of a problem and you want to turn into a solution. It's not easy. You go explain to people. You at the end, at some point it might be as if you are the only one knowing what you are doing. So that's why I'm happy for kind of a medium like this that given me opportunity to speak about what I do, because sometimes you'll be talking, you can even speak for 5 hours. People don't even understand what you are saying. And another cool thing is that most of the things we do, especially what we do at PIB Global Service, these are normal things, these are common things, but we do it in an innovative way, like water hyacinth. Everybody knows what is water hyacinth, at least even if they don't know the name. Once you tell them, like if you're in Lagos, once you tell them that plant that is always on the Lagos Lagoon, they'll say, okay, is that water hyacinth? You understand? So now in Abuja, most people used to go to Jabi Lake to go and enjoy themselves, but they don't know that plant that we used to see and comply, this plant is everywhere. They don't know the name. So once you mention water hyacinth to people in Abuja, they'll say, they don't know it. But once you tell them, have you been going to Jabi Lake? They'll say, yes, I go to Jabi Lake almost every day or every weekend. You now ask them, do you see that plant that is always on the water? Okay, yes, we used to see it. The plant is always dating the water. So now that is water hyacinth. Then we now show them, this is what I have produced from this plant. This is what I've made from that plant that you said is disturbing the water bodies. Okay, are you serious? How possible? It's not possible. Just like you tell someone that you can produce charcoal that you can cook from that plant. Everybody knows that charcoal is produced by falling of trees, then they now produce charcoal from it. So how can you now go and be using grass, weeds to produce charcoal? So people will be like, I can't believe it, until you explain the process and tell them and even show them that this is it. And I say, this is eye opening. So the challenges is there because even if you want to go to bank now and say, okay, I want to go and recycle water hyacinth, banks, they don't know much about it. So if you are going to sell pure water and you tell your bank, please, I want to start producing pure water, give me loan. Bank understand the processes and they have ideas of how that market is. So going to the bank to say you want to go and remove water hyacinth and recycle them, they might look at it, okay, this is an innovation, but they don't want to take that risk. They don't, because someone has not gone, if someone, they have not given someone loan on that before and the person has paid back or has not paid back. So it's a new thing to them. So these people, they don't want new thing. They want regular ideas, regular businesses. If someone selling pure water, come and collect loan, go and sell your pure water. How can you come and say you want to go remove water essence? And they don't even want to listen to all those things. They look at it as it's too risky. It's something that there's no proven record. Someone has not done it before. So that is the challenges in Nigeria. We don't really pay attention to people who are doing uncommon things, people who are thinking outside the box, people who are doing things differently. You know, everybody wants to, okay, for example, now you're looking for a job, they will now tell you you have to have 5, 10, 20, 15 years working experience. But if someone has not given you an opportunity to work, how will you have 2 years or 5 years working experience? You
Yeah.
understand? So if you've not tried something different, if you've not created new things, how will people now copy you or be able to replicate your project? So that is the one of the challenge, some of the challenges we have. People don't really understand what you are doing, and you cannot really get because my brother, this process is just like you said. The way I'm saying it is as if it's easy that you want to job it. It's not easy because you spend so much money, and for us, because we really wanted people to know about voucher, we have to give out voucher to people to for free, voucher worth millions. So we have to give them out to people to use for free, because you can't tell someone come and buy something that the person doesn't know. So sometimes you just tell the person, okay, I will give you for free, go and try it. And you know how Nigeria is now. When you give someone something for free, the person feels that you should always get it for free again. But the good thing is that even though it will take some time, the good thing is that people will start seeing you as someone that is innovative, you are different, you understand. Even though you have to take money from here and there, take loan, to be able to at least continue doing what you are doing. But the truth is that it's not easy. The thing is profitable, I would say, but it's not magic. It's not instant. You can't receive your profit instantly. You have to be consistent. You have to be on a normal business, the business space. They used to say when you start a company, it will take you about 5 years to be able to balance. For us, we are 3 years old in the business, so that means we still have like 2 years to balance. That is if we were even doing conventional business. But this one that we are doing innovation businesses and all that, so it might take us longer. But I know that the way we are going, with the space we are going, within in the next 2 years, we should be able to stabilize.
Okay, that's quite interesting. Okay, just in one word, do you think starting this business, right? Is it capital intensive?
Now, when you want to go all out, well, yes, the business is capital intensive, but you can start bit by bit, you know,
Okay.
and it's a process that you can actually start with whatever you have. For example, water essence, there are some machines that you can buy that is worth maybe 600 million, 60 million,
Wow.
100 million, just to go and remove water essence. But do you know that you can just go to the bank of the river and use your hand and pack water essence? You don't even need to enter there, because the way the water essence works, the wave will always bring
Yes.
it to the edge of the water, to the bank. So you can even stay there and you now use your hand, or maybe use rake. Like when we started, we would just stand by the side of the river or the lake, the lagoon. We now use rake and we join the water essence, or bamboo. We join the water essence closer to ourselves. Then we now use hand and pack it. Then we now go and do whatever I want to do. Then after that, we now upgraded a little bit. We now employed fishermen. We not that we employed, we hired them. So okay, fishermen, they already have their canoes. How much will you pay to pack water essence for me? They will now negotiate. So now they will use their canoes. They are already skilled to go on the water. And this is just a floating bit. So they just pack it and put inside their canoes, and they will paddle and come and bring them to you. And then, so that is it. That's what I'm saying. You can start small and you grow. Then by the time you grow, you can now be able to afford to buy the specialized equipment that is worth millions, that within 5 to 20 minutes you are able to even cover a large area of the waterways to clean up and evacuate the water hyacinth.
Okay, well that's very good, sir. Okay, so now, um, what would be your advice for anyone who is we like the first person, or I should say that you know I'm sure that there are some certain people on this Twitter space right now, on this X space, who does not know about this, but with what you've said, they are willing to, come into the industry to start this business. So, what would you tell them? What would be your advice to them?
Yeah, my advice is that if you want to start to evacuate and recycle water hyacinths, first you need to identify the place that you want to start. Yeah, you don't just decide. The water hyacinth is only found in rivers, ocean, lagoon and stuff. So you identify that, okay, this particular place, there's a lot of water hyacinths. You can start from